Good morning. Monday. 4/20/2020. 04202020. So wow, that's the fastest StreamYard's ever confirmed that I'm streaming to YouTube. So this is how it is when you kind of have a bad weekend. Not horrible. I guess I'm handling it. Nothing nothing drastic, just personal stuff. Anyway, so I got up early this morning. I couldn't sleep and decided to come down. Yeah, that's right, Ron. I knew you would be too. So I come down to finish my list of sketches I took Friday night because I didn't get any work done over the weekend. I got some sleeping in, but it wasn't restful sleep. It was escapism sleep. I see there are some viewers, so that's nice to know that maybe I got some people over on the West Coast. Let's see, be about 2:30 there. Gonna take a look at what I have left to do. I have a Batman Beyond, Airwalker, Mr. Miracle, or Black Bolt. That's an interesting choice. I really like both of them. Might go with Mr. Miracle because he's had a bit of a resurgence with the new book out. I kind of dig it. Both nice Jack Kirby designs. Old Style, which would be Kirby Hulk, and a profile Tiger Shark, which I remember from Submariner when John Buscema was drawing the book. Back when I felt comics were, well, I wasn't buying comics at that point. I was too young. Well, I wasn't too young. I could have been. I wasn't into comic book superhero type stuff. I was into comic strips and probably the Harvey line of comics, Richie Rich, that little devil character they had, Hot Stuff, I think, Archie, Jughead, Betty and Veronica. Superhero comics entered my life when I was around 14. 4 years later, I was working for Marvel in DC when I was 18. It's been a long journey. It's been a fun journey. I've done a lot of good work. I've also got regrets that I didn't see the bigger picture. Now I'm trying to catch up for that. Lest I bore you with details, I'm just kind of having an early morning chat. Some of you all have wanted to get to know me better. So that's part of my story. And we'll dive deeper into that at another time. I know I keep promising that, but it's going to happen. We can talk comics. We can talk technical stuff. But if you want to get to know the real me, that's cool too. Anyway. Hey, Gorilla Tide Comics. Mr. Craig Z, what's up? I would send you an invite, but you're probably laying in bed on Twitter. Hope I don't wake the queen. Rock those stretches. Oh, rock those scratches. Boy. Sketches. I don't know. I'm just going to go right to the drawing. I'm going to start with this Airwalker. Before I do that, I did package up a couple, but the ones that I need to either double up on or, some people ordered two. I'll do a quick run through. The side profile of Nightcrawler, package ready to ship, and so is the Big Barda. So we have a Kang. This one was just something I had done. So it's available. It's a Raphael Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. If anybody out there is interested, it is available. I just put it in the stack. This is a classic Iron Man, purchased by Mike Ehring for his nephew Noah, who has just started collecting comics. And I believe Iron Man is one of his favorites. Doctor Strange. For Mr. G, part of the Barbarians. And this is for Barbarian Kung Fu, I believe. Man Thing. Let's see. My first comic run. The first comic that really made me interested in superhero comics was a Captain America that my mom got at the store the pharmacy where she worked at the post office. And it had the Scorpion on it with Falcon, Captain America. I think it was a Romita cover and Sal Buscema and Vinnie Coletta on the interiors. But something about that comic really resonated with me. Actually, my dad had brought me some war comics when I would get sick and I would stay at my grandmother, his mother's house. But I didn't understand Joe Kubert's artwork at the time. It just looked all scratchy and stuff. And it's kind of like the Kirby thing. It didn't sink into my head right away. It took time for me to really learn to appreciate the drawing, just the drawing that Kubert was doing. G.I. Joe 29. I could have had a cover that I inked over Zek, or maybe Zek inked it himself. Anyway, let's get some sketching going. I did send out a tweet to the yard man, Jerry Albrecht, and to Drew Moss. I know Drew was up right about when I was going to bed, or shortly thereafter. I got up at 2:30. Couldn't get back to sleep. Tried to, couldn't. So get up, shower, come down here. Watched a video for 20 minutes. Drank zero sugar Monster Energy. Now I got a big glass of water. Later today, I'm gonna have to go get a circle template. Can't find. I'm gonna buy a circle template, a set of French curves, and maybe some ellipse guides, and I'm gonna pin them to the wall or hang them up somewhere. I don't know where they're at, but it's frustrating. So. Yeah, I doubt he's up either, but with the amount of work I got, this could go on to 4 hours. I might have to restart. I don't know. I'm not going to rush these out. I'm just going to relax, or try to relax and get them done. Kind of like I did Friday night. I didn't do a terrible amount of work into 7.5 hours with a, I think we took a 10-minute break, but I was down here in my office that day at around 6 in the morning, and I didn't leave till probably 10:30 at night. So we will see what transpires. I just threw it out there. You never know. It's short notice, but Drew usually has something ready to go. I don't know. Maybe Jared has something prepped. So I will probably be extremely tired around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. But I might have to grind it out. We'll see. And if y'all want to retweet the stream to your followers, feel free. Either on whatever platform you're on. I have had some interest in people have contacted me this weekend about work, which is a good thing. Oh, thank God for low air conditioning. None of it is concrete, but in this day and time right now, all I need to do is survive. I'd like to do a little more than survive, but hey, I'll take survival right now. And hopefully, finishing these, I will be able to get everything packaged and mailed out today also. Good morning, everybody. Those of you who are out there watching, staying quiet, if you care to chat, feel free. If you just want to relax, that's fine too. I really wish I could put on some music, not only for you, but at least for myself, but can't do that without getting a nice copyright strike, and don't want to have that happen. So I guess it's silence. At least for me, you all can play what you want. I should just loop dad rap for Jared. By the way, I think Jared is at 106 subscribers on his channel, so he will be having a giveaway party. Details are forthcoming on that. And I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it, but maybe, just maybe, depending. I'll be able to help him out by donating a free sketch or something to his giveaway. You know, something like what I'm working on now. Yes, Ron, I did unsubscribe from that. I was having a hard time with it. I'll tell you what, the one that's $200 for a lifetime is a lot better, but the $199 price tag is not pocket friendly to me right now. So it actually, I listened. They have some clips. You know, I don't even know if they have. I'm going to check that now that you mentioned the other one. I think they have some sample clips that allow usage. So, let's tape this up. And let's just see if, I think it's audio, AUDIO .com. Let's see. Wow. So, sure, what's new? I have no idea. They have stuff right on their all right, I'm going to learn more. Ooh. Oh, annual subscription, $149. Wait a minute. Lifetime music membership, $199. No. Not $199. $299? One day. Wait a minute. They were having a sale. Let's see. Start listening. This is kind of weird. Because I guess I just can't play it. Let me go to their story. Let's just see this. Maybe the sale is over. Oh, I'm at their story now. Yeah. Oh well. Create account. Listen to full songs, build playlists, download trial tracks, and more by creating your free account. Well, you know what? Oh, no, that didn't help me. That just took me back to Epidemic. I know YouTube has a let's see YouTube's audio Losberry. Let's see. How do I get there? YouTube studio. That's not helping me. I don't think so. Wow. Okay. Ah, well, it's taking too long. Let me get back to work here. Sorry about that, viewers. What few there are right now at this hour. Hey, Barbarian Kung Fu. Good morning. Oh, man. That almond. I had some almonds this morning. I usually keep some on hand. I wanted to ask you on your on the man thing. I know goes to you, and the Doctor Strange goes to Mr. G. I don't think I have both of your addresses separately, so could you please send those to Ron at Ron. Hey, hold on a minute. I get up early. But I might be staying up later too. I'm feeling embarrassed that all my other, although, I'm the older guy. I'll be 59 here in May. I'm the old YouTube guy, I guess. Who knows? I could just be a voice if nobody knew my age and they just saw my hands. They don't see my full-headed mop of gray hair right now. Man, do I need a haircut. I was actually letting it grow out long so I was going to try razoring out the sides a bit, not totally bald, but just trimming them back so I could play. I like to play around with my hair a little bit. I've ever since the 80s, I've tried to keep some sort of interesting haircut going. Sometimes it's just a crew cut though, or a flat top. But anyway, if you can be so kind to, I'm not sure if I have your address or not, but just because I'm going to try to get these out today. I've got 2 of them wrapped up already. Let me have your address for the Man Thing and Mr. G's address for the Doctor Strange, unless you want me to send them both to you, which I don't think that was the case. So if you can get that done, can you just let me know in the chat there? And what about you? You've either speaking of being up late, I think you've still been awake. I don't think you went to sleep yet. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. In the days that we're living in now, I try to keep a schedule, but sometimes I stay up a little later than I should, and then I still feel tired and I go to sleep, and then I wake up at, like I did today, around a little after 2:00, couldn't get back to sleep, and just said, you know what? I got stuff to do. May as well get it done. And here I am. But hey, we had a good time Friday night, right? Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's cool. But can you do that for me on the addresses so I can get these in the mail today? Before you head off to sleepy time? I would mucho appreciate it. That way I can make one trip to the post office. And Gorilla, are you getting up early or staying up late? Kind of interesting to know. My normal time when things are when things aren't messed up like they are now, my normal rise time is 4:00 in the morning. For those that care. And if not, well, now you know. For all of those of you who, I mean, that's not right. My tongue's not woke up yet this morning. For all of you, for all of those who wanted to know. Yeah, there we go. That is my normal alarm clock, or my internal usually wakes me up at that time anyway. I hear you, Gorilla. I know what you mean. I've fell off my schedule. Try to get back on it. works for a day or two, something comes up, or like I said, I wind up staying up too late. Barbarian, are you still there? I don't know if you answered my question about the addresses. I don't see it, so I'm just kind of hoping maybe you're doing it now. All right, I think we're good to go to ink. Just checking my reference. Kind of a nice manly airwalker, although he does wear a skirt, which I guess I better call a kilt. There we go. All right. Thank you much, sir. I can see that came in. $6.12. Man, where does the day go? 6:12. It's my bedtime again. It's been 4 hours. It's time for my 20-minute nap. Like who was that? Leonardo da Vinci used to do that. Stay up 4 hours, 20-minute nap. And so his time would always be some sort of weird, because the 20 minutes would never be on the same 4-hour schedule. Excuse the water sound, if you can hear it. To go out in the garage. Thank you. Yeah, I did see it came in, so I can get those out to you guys today. Expect them by the end of the week, if not sooner, depending on how your mail service is running. As you know, they're not even promising 2 to 3 day on priority. It's now 4, I think, that they're so. Hopefully you get them sooner than later, because I know you're gonna love my man thing I did for you. And I know Mr. G will love his Doctor Strange forever and ever. This is a Kuretake dual point. This is a fine on this one, brush marker, and this one is a little bit broader. If you can, maybe you can see that. It's kind of a maroonish color. You can get them in just the fine, just the thicker, but you know, you spend a little bit more money for this, but you get 2 tips. And I use both, so I was buying the larger one and the finer one, and I saw this one and I'm like, well, I'm probably going to wind up saving a little bit of money. The good thing about these is I can kind of use them as a pin because it's a nice firm fiber tip. I guess some sort of fiber. But then I can also like really bear down on it and get a nice thick line. And these tips are very durable. They hold up to a lot of work. If anybody is interested in inking tools, etc., 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 what I use, what I recommend, what I've tried, all of that stuff. I will be doing something on that soon. Possibly have a introductory class this weekend. So look out for an announcement soon. If not this week, next week for sure. And I will be going over the basics. So it will be tools, like I said, stuff that I've used, stuff I recommend, stuff that I'm not too happy with, but hey, it might work for you. Everything doesn't work for, the same as it does for other people. Of course, both hands. Could be no other way. Good night, Barbarian. Hey, I hear you. Get some sleep. Ooh, nice collection. I hope it's a good one. I wish I had some of mine, but they're gone, so too expensive to replace them now. Of course, the Silver Age books I bought, I didn't buy off the stand for the most part. I bought them secondhand when I started collecting. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Well, I know it was still in the 70s, but it was the late 70s when I was still buying books off the newsstands. Every Saturday, I would make the trip to about 4 or 5 bookstores or convenience markets that had comics, I should say. One was actually 2 were bookstores. Well, magazine, book, whatever, newspapers from around the world, that type of thing. And now when I'm at a convention or I see something slabbed and I have it and I'm like, really? I'm like, that book is worth that now? Who knew? Not me, that's for sure. If I did, I would have kept them instead of just unloading them. Mhm. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm sure some people are waking up now. Maybe. Maybe not. A few months back, I would have been sure. Now, not so sure. Boy, my air conditioner is getting a workout. On, off, on, off. Can't make up its mind. Supposed to be set to 73, but we've been having some warm days. So let me take a look at what we're supposed to get here. What's our high looking like today? 81. And of course, from 12 o'clock to 3 looks like a good chance of rain. Hello. I'm going to try this. Tatar Kini. I'm going to try to pronounce your name. Tatar Kini? Is that close? Thanks, Ron. For some people that ordered them on Friday and I didn't get them done, so I'm finishing them up now. I'll show you a few of the ones. I've packed away a couple. No, I'm probably leaning towards Miracle Man. So Tatar Kni, if I'm saying that right. These are some of the little heads. These are on 6x8. Kang, Raphael, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Man Thing. And I'm working on a Airwalker, I believe is the name of this character right now. Oh, this you thought was a buffed up black. Okay, I got you. No, this is Airwalker. It's the pitchfork in the head. Yeah, I guess they are kind of similar. Ken Carson. Good morning. That's right. No coffee, and but I did have a Monster Energy drink, but I don't think the caffeine has an effect on me. It probably does. I probably just don't realize it. Uh, I for me to really feel caffeine anymore, I need to get like a extra turbo shot in my coffee, or a couple extra shots or something. Gotta love that sound. Yes, 80 degrees and 98% humidity. That's what's keeping my air conditioner busy this morning. King Carson knows a woman who had to have 2 cups before bed. I'm kind of the same way. It doesn't seem to affect me now. I have heard that caffeine, you drink a cup of coffee, maybe two, somebody called it a caffeine nap. They would drink their coffee, nap for an hour. Once they wake up, that's when the caffeine really starts to kick into your body. Now, Ron would be able to dispute that if I have my, I'm not going to call them facts because I only read it. So I don't know if it's true or not, but kind of made sense that caffeine would take a little bit of time to work in your body. I don't think it's immediate. But then I also think it has to do with the individual's sensitivity to caffeine. I know some people are very sensitive just to tea, like green tea, which has, from my understanding, very light caffeine. I had some green tea last night before bed, trying to relax, trying to find my inner zen. Don't think I had any luck. But the tea was good. Ron will allow it. I have no idea what he will allow. Maybe my energy drink? I don't know. Okay. Y'all are going to get into math and lose me. Clean up. That's what some hand sanitizer will do. Help me clean up. I just saw that, Ken. That's good. That was good. I like that. A good one. Yeah, she's definitely not up. Well, I better watch what I say. It's almost like she knows. Spooky that way. It's almost like she has notifications to my stream sometimes. What if she was a subscriber and I didn't know? That would be funny. See, that would be a brilliant ploy of hers to subscribe just so she would get that notification. And be able to plan a text or a call. Hey, what are you doing? I don't think she's that clever. Just stating a fact, not trying to put my sister down. Besides, she loves her sleep, so she wouldn't get up just to interrupt this. She'll have plenty of other chances when she is awake. Oh, yes, she will. Well, Yes and no, Ken. Ron and I had planned on doing MegaCon, so the kidney lady would not have been. You would have been seeing Ron and myself at MegaCon. Yeah, I thought about that briefly this weekend. That wow, this was the weekend, and I don't even think their new date is. I I don't think that's feasible. Not yet. I wonder if they can get a later date in the fall, maybe. Maybe not. And to me, the big news with San Diego canceling, I get it because it's so huge. But I think it really sets a precedent for many shows that, you know, I think we're going to see a lot more just saying, canceled. And it's hard to reschedule anything right now because everything is still up in the air. I feel bad for the people like my friend Sean Galloway. He'd already paid for an Airbnb, and the people are only willing to refund 50% of his money. And due to the circumstances, I think that's not very nice of them. I mean, I understand it may be in their legal right to do, but you know, all right. So we got an Airwalker, a little bit of pencil tone on him. Yeah, I know. It's sad. And that, I mean, what are you going to do? I will say this, and I'm not saying it as a put down, but of some of the conventions that can afford to take a hit, the Fan Expo shows, they're a sub company of Informa, which is a huge corporation. They could eat a loss, whereas your smaller show that may be put on by a few shop owners, I really don't see, I think we're going to see the end of some shows this year. So the landscape for next year is even. I knew there were, I think we all kind of knew there were so many shows that eventually some of them would not be able to survive just because there's too many. But I didn't think it would happen this way. I don't think anyone did. I think it was just going to be a matter of whose show was, making a profit and was able to turn the corner and stay alive. It was just going to be a game of, we're continuing to make a profit we can go forward. The bigger shows that are owned by big corporations, if they lose their shows, they're going to be a lot better off than, say, a half a dozen individuals that have money invested and can't afford the loss. And who knows if it'll recover next year. People might be people might just be a little bit gun shy about going places. Who knows? Not me. I'm just guessing. Just sounds logical to me that first show that goes on, it'll be interesting to see the attendance and how people are still, if they're still wearing masks, gloves, are they going to take temperatures of people coming into the show to make sure they don't have a fever? That's what some of the Asian countries are doing, I hear. They're, before you enter someplace, they take your temperature with one of those little forehead scan guns. Hey, good morning, Rod. Yep, been streaming for an hour and a half now. And got this Airwalker done. Gonna have to take care of that again. It's nice to smudge these and get a nice little effect, but got to get that off so it doesn't get on to the next drawing. That's what I'm thinking, Rod. Yeah, let me see. I missed something there about the. Had to fight for a refund. Really? Wow. You do need my class, Rod, and I'm either going to this Saturday have a overview or next week. I haven't decided yet. I got to kind of get some stuff done out of the way, see what kind of time I have left. But and see what the interest of the people are. So if are you on Twitter, Rod? because that is that's that might be the best place to catch the details. Or my website. I might post up there. I haven't done anything really yet, but man, I'm telling you, this air conditioner is getting a workout. We are hot and humid. Yeah, I may even do a short promotional YouTube video. Just to get a longer audience reach, or a further audience reach, I guess. If worse comes to worse, you can just email me and go, hey, I haven't heard or seen anything. And I'll give you the deets. The DETTS. All right. I'm about done noodling on this. And I see my formerly Prismacolor fingerprints are beginning to show up here. And it's on those two. I'm going to have to take a quick scrub down. Yeah, it's here too. Everywhere I touch now. Didn't get them off the other fingertips. So let me put this away. Or actually, I'll tape it up here. Give you all something to look at besides a piece of hardwood, so to speak. Hey, okay, Gorilla. Cool. It's something that the basic beginnings will be free once we get into my structure, my real, I guess, teaching. I'm going to try to, I don't know, I have to try to figure out how to make it affordable and yet make it profitable for myself. And that's the tough part. Oh, thank you, Mike Herring. If you're listening, I'm not sure if you are, but I just saw that email came in, and that's fantastic. All right. Well, I don't have a Post-it. So this will have to do. I will BRB AFW to run down to the men's room. And I will mute my mic so y'all won't have to listen to the annoying sounds of my air conditioner. So when I get back, we're going to draw another character. Stay tuned. Okay. Oh, it should be AFK. What am I thinking? Hey, I'm tired. Let's see. Just testing you all out to see if you had caught that. That's what I was really doing. Okay. I'm going to check something here real quick. I actually do. Let me all right. Yes, they called the rest of the school year off officially. I think Friday they had the meeting, but they didn't put it in the newspaper until yesterday, Sunday. Okay, why can't you drive 100 anymore, Ron? Oh, lightning and rain. I just saw that. Ken Carson, are you still in the room? If you are, I have a piece of art I did a few weeks back at home. That might be up your alley. Hey, Mike Cross. There's my main. See, it's even later for him because he's an hour ahead. Okay. Let's take this nice manly looking sketch. I do like that. He's got a nice even though he wears a skirt, he's got a mean face. Let me see. What do we got next here? I can. What is that one? Is that saving that one? Okay, there we go. I'm marking these red as I finish them. So Mr. Miracle, Black Bolt. Well, I'm not sure if Ken Carson is in the room. So I am going to text him. I believe I have him in here. Yeah. Now, let's see. Wow. Da, 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 da. Hopefully that went to the right person. If not, I think some teachers really are like that. I'm glad they are. Let's see Mr. Miracle. Okay, Mr. Miracle. Images. Let's see. Where's me a good Jack Kirby? That's a Marshall Rogers. Let's see this. And I'm going to do one last thing. Trying to find. Trying to find. Let's see. I should have never texted Ken. He's become the new kidney lady. Ken, if you're out there, that's good. See you, Ron. See ya, see ya, see ya. I'm sure I will. Da-da-dum. There's what I wanted to see. The Mitch, is it Garrod's Mr. Miracle kind of get an idea of the, there's that demon. Love the demon. Never read the demon. Like his design quite a bit. Wow. Okay. Not back to the front page. Let me. All right. So, not sure I want him smiling. I'm not sure I want that expression. I'm trying to find something. Let's look at this Marshall Rogers one again. Okay, so I'm trying to make it, it appears I'm trying to make it harder than it should be. Which is not unlike me. Okay. Got what I need. I wish I had my circle template, but that's all right. But that's all right. Hello, genome. That's all right with me. Genome's in the house, you see. He. Just a little crazy. A genome comes around. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. That's all right. That's all right. When genome comes around. There, your own morning song, David. Dig it? Hey now. Yeah, I put away from keyboard and I put AFW instead of K. So join the club. Join. I've been up since a little after 2:00, maybe 2:15, 2:20. Couldn't get back to sleep. And that's what brings me here. I figured if I can't sleep, I may as well finish these drawings that I took on Friday because I got no work done this weekend. Due to other, I guess I could call them problems or commitments or just having to do errands and take care of business that doesn't get taken care of during the week. So welcome to my world. Won't you? Does it come on in? I don't know. Won't you follow me? Won't you come on in? Enough. I probably do not. I am probably the worst Instagram user there is. I never really, because man, if you're not on that thing like once an hour, it can stack up on you. You can lose a long time scrolling through there, right? Or is it just my lack of, like I said, not kind of staying on it, keeping up to date on it? I think one of the reasons I did that is I kind of got frustrated at Instagram when I joined up and I didn't get many followers, like not many. I was like, okay, wrong platform. Let's see, Rod. Hey, good morning, Adam. Well, that's inking and painting are two different things. So you can't really beat yourself up too much because when you switch from one to the other, there's certain things that, you know, with painting, you can do a lot of the drawing with your values and stuff. And inking, it's kind of similar in a sense that you can use different shades of gray, but you lose certain types of edges and stuff you can get with painting. Now, and I'm talking about painting, which I don't do. I paint line art, like the watercolor of the Punisher I did, you know. So you just have to, as I've learned through now experiencing some watercolor, which I've always wanted to work in, which I'm still struggling with, but hey, the struggle is, I guess it's fun, especially when you get in there and start doing it and you can actually see the paints, how they complement and work with each other and blend, and you can thin and go over top and put another complementary color or put more blue into a red and make it a more of a brown color. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Mr. Miracle, why are you so tough? Maybe it's just me. Let me see. I'm looking at a few different things to see how people. That's all right. It can be a John Beatty, Mr. Miracle. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. I can kind of take some liberties, which I am. I think I need to drop the eyes down a touch. Well, truthfully, when you do the red skull, I just like to do a skull and put eyeballs in it. There is the mouth, which you can take liberties with. It doesn't have to be the typical skull jaw. As far as I'm concerned, I always turn to whatever issue that was that John Buscema did with the Red Skull. It might be issue 118. Oh, I love that issue. What a great depiction of the Red Skull. Actually, I bought that for my tablet, so I'd always have it, because I have a printed copy, but yeah, Red Skull's one of those. It's kind of tricky. Whenever I draw him myself and I'm not, say, inking, I have a little more trouble with him. If you look at the Red Skulls that I inked over Mike Zeck, I think Mike Zeck has a really good understanding, because, again, he goes back to who? Jack Kirby and John Buscema. To me, it was always, Red Skull was a character that I guess you could say it was like a mask, but it wasn't. Yeah, I know that. I know that's confusing. Yeah, it was a mask, but it wasn't. Quote me on that. So yeah, I kind of think of it as a mask, but then when the details come in, I'm like, all right, it's not really a mask. This is really how this guy looks. Anyhow. What part of his forehead? Because I just have a plastic skull, and I try to. You mean like the brow thing? Because people do tend, instead of the sockets, they tend to give him that little bit bigger brow area, which is not on a real skull. Like, Rod, you can go look at there's a few red skulls that Mike Zeck and I did on my Instagram. You should look at those, because Mike has a really good grasp of, to me, of doing him. That might help you out. Go take a peek at those. I think there's a couple of them. No problem. Okay, looks like I got a little off on this head, so we're going to have to sculpt it. That's what I call when I'm working on lines in a drawing where I'm not doing the full stroke. I'll do a few little ones, and I'm trying to sculpt. Just, I guess, like I've never really worked with clay, but I'll take it and I'll kind of massage it a bit, even things out, step back, take a look. So for me, this is what I call sculpting a line instead of maybe drawing a line or inking a line, which inking is drawing. So just drawing in ink. But I probably should have made sure my pencil drawing was and it might be my pencil fooling my eye. So I'm going to, let me see. Yeah, that looks pretty good now. Oh, USPS. Let's see what I'm getting in the mail today. Junk. What's this one? I have no idea. Just my name on it. And okay. Very good. We can delete that now. Boom. All right. Which owl was inking Kieran? Milgram or Williamson? I don't remember. Milgram. That's what I was expecting. But wanted to be sure. Sure, man, sure. Now, I have to say, I like what Mitch is doing here with the negative shapes of the red and leaving them open. Although can't really do it up top. But we'll see what I can get away with. Okay. I believe the Captain America issue that John Buscema drew, Sal inked it, was issue 118. And I purchased it from Comixology so I'd have a digital copy. Really good figure drawing and gestures throughout. It's got Red Skull on the cover. It's not a Buscema cover, I don't think. I can't remember who did the cover. It might have been Ramita. But if you got a tablet or a Comixology account, it's definitely worth the $1.99. And it has Red Skull with his nice big cigarette holder. It also has the cosmic cube in it, Rod. Another plus. Maybe it was 115. It was somewhere in there. But it was only him and Sal doing the interiors. He and his brother. In fact, I'm gonna take a quick check. You got me curious now. I love me some John B. John Buscema is one of my favorite Cap artists. I don't want to update now. I want to cancel. I want to go to my books. Captain America 115. That is the one. That is the winner. So not 118, Captain America 115. Beautiful book. Hey, Ryan. Imagine had Steranko stayed on Captain America for a year or a year and a half if he could have. The 3 issues he did were so influential, even to this day. I can't imagine what. Well, he only did like 30 or 32. Steranko himself only did like 30 or 32 comic stories. And in that small body of work, he brought so much into comics. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. Like I said, I was a big fan when John Buscema was doing the Avengers run and Tom Palmer was inking him. There's one splash page I remember. It's Cap, Iron Man, perhaps Thor on a rooftop. Cap is kind of in the middle center. Iron Man's, I think, up front and Thor's in the back. But that Cap figure, he's got his knee up, holding the shield. Beautiful. You're right, Ryan. If he'd have stayed on Cap or, whatever, it probably would have been the best run, because those 3 issues are, like I said, they're so influential to so many people, including myself. I believe Cap 111 is probably my favorite cover of all time. Yes, that is what Jim told you. Yes, Mr. Miracle was inspired by Steranko. True story. Gotta love that man. Well, so it looks like I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to draw a little bit of that line around to get the shadow behind the cowl here of his cape. I guess it's the cowl. I don't know. But that's okay. I still got a nice negative shape in there to work with. There's some stories about the chins on Captain America. We got into not trouble, but we were told we could tone the chin on Cap down a little bit. In a polite way, of course. Yes, that was a good one. I think if we're talking about Steranko, I think he gets plenty of you know I don't think he's underappreciated at all. But I will say this, and I think partially it's it rests on his shoulders, but I think Michael Golden might not get as much credit as he deserves because he influenced so many people. Now, he's also a big Steranko fan and a Kirby fan and a Wally Wood fan, as that's kind of the way it goes. But I think the biggest thing, again, I think why people tend to leave him out unintentionally is he wasn't on a book for an extended period of time. Like, even the Nom, after the first few issues, it was late. He had to go to breakdowns. That's what I was inking. I think if he would have I really think that book should have just been given to him to do. And when it was done, I know there was the whole thing about the timeline. It was the time, all the Vietnam movies and the historical stuff. People were ready to talk about it and to study it. So there was that. There was a time pressure to get it out. So, but truthfully, the little black and white fifth to the first stories that he penciled and inked and even did the lettering on, those are just so gorgeous. The work on that, the work that he put into those is just wonderful. The pencils he did for issue 1 of the Nom, which I've seen before they were inked, were phenomenal. I mean, oh my gosh. While Armando Gil did a beautiful job, it's just the pencils. There's so much subtlety and work in them. It's an incredible thing. It's incredible work. But you can't produce at that level on a monthly book. And I feel that other people that took from him and, were able to do a little more kind of, Art Adams, whose work I love, he's definitely, and he tells people, Mike Golden, that's the guy. And McFarlane the same way. McFarlane stole the spaghetti webbing from Golden and admits it, and also, he knows how good Golden is. Well, that is true. Rod. Hey, Ron Wilson was, he was a fantastic artist for what was it, 2-in-1 to draw the thing. Um, I tell you, you know, he really has a knack because drawing the thing is not easy. Although I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna assume that since he drew so many 2-in-1s, he began to develop a knack for drawing uh, the thing, because that guy is, if you don't get him quite right, it shows. John Byrne does a good thing, in my opinion. Me, when I get a request to do the thing, I do what I do every time because I don't draw him enough. I go to the source, which is Jack Kirby, and I try to emulate those shapes and where you put the blacks. And yeah, I mean, I finally have started to become comfortable with Doctor Doom. And part of that is just, I realize he's going to take time. Yeah. I mean, I just like, there's no rushing him. It's like, you just have to take the time. And if you take the time, you will probably tend to get him right. More than likely. I think Alex Nino could get a lot more credit. That guy's a magician. Not literally, but the way he can do textures and all these just beautiful, surreal drawings, and yet everything's so in place. One of my all-time favorites. I don't think I've seen the Mobius thing poster. I might have to Google that later if I remember it. That would be interesting to see. Yes, Art Adams does a really good thing. Okay, Don, gotcha. Hey, good morning, Lloyd. Well, you should have been here Friday night for the man thing jokes, Don. I'm not sure. I don't think you were. But let's see. Let's see. Barbarian Kung Fu got this man thing sketch from me. And believe me, there were plenty of jokes to be had. Ad nauseum, you know. But they just wrote themselves. So anyway, I hope everyone's been doing well this morning. Whether you've been up for a little bit or just got up and saw that I was streaming and said, no way, can't be. It's too early. Remember, my normal time used to be 7 a.m. about a year and a half ago. And then some foul weather where I had to start taking my son to school. Got into that schedule, and then conventions started. And it never got back. Never got started back. But truthfully, for the time, for the 7 a.m. time, it's quite a good crowd. Quite enjoyable. Five a.m. Okay, Lloyd. Yeah, Kaluta is, I don't know. Didn't he go into like out of comics into something like character design or concept art, something like that? To be sure, you know, unless you're like a Frank Miller, probably a Jim Lee, you're not you're not making money in comics. Well, you know, I mean, if that was all you were doing was monthly book. You're just not making enough to make a living. The struggle is real. But when you're someone like Frank Miller, who has movie deals and other things going on, and has had gobs of money thrown at him to do Dark Knight sequels and stuff, then, okay. Then it can become profitable. In a big way. You can make some serious money. Other than that, your average artist that is working on a monthly book is some of them might be comfortable, but for the most part, it's paycheck to paycheck. Not sure your question, Rod. .com, the ebooks. I don't know if that's what you mean. But if it is, Marvel doesn't pay anything. I think DC pays a very small nominal fee. I mean, very nominal. It could be under $20 for like everything you've done for 6 months, Which reminds me, I could have swore that everybody had got a letter a year or so back, probably closer to 2 years, about digital comics. That this was from DC, I believe, that they were going to be paying a better rate or something in the future, but can't remember. And I just remember, hearing something about that, but I don't think it ever came to fruition. Maybe there was a one time, like, hey, here's $100. Thanks for all your hard work. I think what I'll do after this Mr. Miracle is take a break and get some more of these wrapped up, get some labels printed out, and then come back on. That way we can all have a break. I still have 3 left to do after this one. And they are a Batman Beyond, which I've never done, Go ahead and make this black. I think it'll be a good black area. And the other side too, balance it out. Batman Beyond, a profile of Tiger Shark, who I think is really cool, and a old style Kirby Hulk. Well, old style. You know I'm going Kirby. When I get that, that tells me go Kirby. So when I get back on, let's see, what time is it? 8:30. Oh boy, 10 o'clock might work. I just really want to get some of these packaged and labeled so I don't have to do it all at once. Trying to utilize my early rising this morning. That's true, Ryan. Oh no, you know, basically for me, the comic book conventions are what were saving my bacon for about the last 4 years. Now that they're not here, yeah. Now that they're gone, and the last 2 years, at the end of each season, I was feeling burnout. But more than anything, I just had no work to show. I had not even my own drawing. You know, I don't consider these pieces that I'm showing to impress anybody. They're, you know, they're as quick as I can do. I'm not fast, but I'll say they're nice, but you know, it's not the best work I can do. I can't spend too much time on them as it is, but that's the way I'm wired. So, okay, I believe, let me check my spreadsheet. Let me check the ink in this. Yeah, see, this one's going a little dry. See that? Almost dry. I'll have to plug in a new one. But I love filling in blacks with this Pentel Pocket. And I like their refills because they dry to a nice flat matte black. Try to say that 3 times fast. Okay. I got you, Don. Oh man, if you go watch the replay, it was Friday. I did too. I took a quick 10 or 15-minute break and started back up, so it was like 7.5 hours of streaming. When I got to the man thing, the jokes went into the end of that one and carried into the next like 3 hours. I mean, everything revolved around man thing jokes, pretty much. Oh yeah, let me check this sheet. Let's see. Airwalker done. I can put a red fill in there, and Mr. Miracle done. I hope everybody got me their addresses. So Sorry about that, people. Got a... Okay. Okay. Ba-dum-bum-ba. All right, so I will have Batman Beyond, a old style Hulk, Kirby fans, Tiger Shark profile when I return. So I hope to see some of you all back here at, let's say, 10 o'clock, maybe 10:10. No pun intended with the 10:10. So I can get these other 3 done and move on to my next projects. So I hope you all enjoyed this early morning show, and I'll be back for a 10 o'clock show, which is my mid-morning. So until then, y'all take care. Hope you can join me a little bit later. If not, I totally understand. If so, I will see you in about an hour and a half. Thanks, everybody, and take care until then.